Hello and welcome to another episode from the Familiar Evils YouTube. Today we're going over Spelljammers. I got the new alternate cover, and it is gorgeous. This is going to be the first part in a series of videos on the Spelljammer books. This is just a quick overview of basically what's in it, and then I'm going to go into more detail in subsequent videos which are going to come out hopefully as quickly as possible. Some of them maybe even immediately after this or at the same time as this, but this is really just so people can understand what it is that they're getting when they pick this up. It's like $70 for this, and it's beautiful, and it's obviously worth it to me. And it has a lot. I've already looked through some of it, and my initial reaction, it has a lot, and it seems pretty good. Absolutely gorgeous looking set here. And I actually have kind of compare it to the other collection set that they came out with recently, other box set, which is considerably thicker but also considerably more expensive. But they look beautiful together. On a shelf, I'm sure. I haven't put them on a shelf together yet, but kind of compare it there. Kind of, probably looks nice on your bookshelf at home, but we're not here to look at the compendium set. I forget what they call it. Whatever. Judge me in the comments, please. I don't care. But let's go ahead and get started on what you have in here. So, slide this open. Make sure that's all nice and aligned. You can see a dead god here on our DM screen. So let's go ahead and put the books aside real quick. Let's just take a look at this DM screen. I've taken a look at it already, like I said. Absolutely gorgeous. Got this dead god reaching out to whatever the world these are. It's definitely something very interesting about Spelljammers. Now, I'm not a... I gotta make sure this is doing well so y'all can see me a little better. It's been sliding off. But there's something about Spelljammers that is just really intriguing, and I've never actually played in Spelljammers. I started in 2E with Ravenloft, but I didn't play much of it, so you may as well say I'm a 5E guy, because 5E is when I really got into the game. But, let's see. There's a lot in here that you get from it. You get your typical setting of DC, skills associated with abilities. You've got weightlessness, which is interesting. So, in any location where gravity is not present, the following rules apply. That's cool. You got astral encounters in here. Let's make sure that's visible for you all. So you get a series of encounter tables out of here, which is nice. Your wild space encounters, astral encounters. Whole bunch of stuff that I still don't understand yet, like what a Mercane is. I'm sure I looked at it briefly, but we'll look at that in the Astral Menagerie. But moving over to here, we've got more encounters. We've got ship encounters. Bring that up close, kind of see what you get out of that. And then, this side, you get shipboard tasks, which is kind of nice. And it's cool because DMs, you can actually get more out of this per se, probably like regular campaigns, because regular ship tasks. I like the ship's quirks. If any of you have ever watched Outlaw Star, I can't remember their ship computer name, but he's that little dude that hangs on the railing and moves around. I can't remember the name of him for the life of me right now. It's just going to kill me. So remind me in the comments if you do know what show I'm talking about. But I would love to have that kind of computer that just like or equivalent that floats around and on a railing, or even just the spirit, because they do have like a spirit in there who kind of like is always pestering the group about making sure that the ship isn't abused and all sorts of stuff like that. There's so much that is exciting about crossovers of themes within shows. You'll notice if you've been watching their Twitter at all, it's just the Coast keeps referencing Cowboy Bebop, and they're picking at that little thing where it's like almost everybody loves Cowboy Bebop. Most people love Cowboy Bebop. So it's a smart selling point to reference one of the greatest space westerns to ever be dropped. So let's see, what are we going to go over first? We're going to go over what most players will want, because most people are going to probably watch only the first little bit of this video, and most of you are going to want to see Astral Adventurer's Guide. I'm not going to be coy about it. Obviously, everybody wants to see the new races in here and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and open. This is just a quick overview. Let's see what we get in the Astral Adventurer's Guide, and we'll go into more detail later. So you got your chapters here. You got vast oceans of adventure. It's going to be about using the book, astral campaigns, stuff for a little sidebar for the DM screen. You got new backgrounds in here for the Astral Drifter, Wild Spacer. You got your races, Astral Elf, Autognome, Gif, Cozy, Plasmoid, and Thrykean. It's going to tell you how a Spelljammer works, gravity, planes. There's a whole lot in here. Let's see what else is interesting. They got magic items. For some reason, I did not notice the magic items when I was looking through here, and I thought it was pretty thorough. But we'll do a quick peek at that as we shift through here. There's a whole lot of ships, which is awesome, and I look forward to creating some free maps out of those for everybody to enjoy. I don't know which one I'm going to pick first. I'll just have to go through. But got your quickly look over. Beautiful art, by the way. They always do a great job with their art. Oh, so you got your plasmoids here first, which are ooze people. Get your it starts out with your backgrounds. Wild Spacer, ability score increases, which I'm assuming, they're just using Tasha's. Just reminding everybody that, rules go by Tasha's now. They don't have innate ability score increases for lineages or races, however you choose to name it. Starting out with Astral Elf and Autognome. I feel like part of me feels like there's going to be a severe lack of Autognomes, but I do like them. I think they're interesting. Gifts as well. I think there's going to be plenty of Hadozi out there. What can the Astral Elves do? Astral Trance is nice. What is this? This looks like it might be new. Starlight Step? Okay. So you get a teleport. That's new. I don't remember reading that. As a matter of fact, I have it right here. Let me double check. Yeah, they didn't have it in the UA. So there are some new things in here to expect that aren't in the UA, which makes sense because then people just go to UA and be like, oh, everything's in here. They probably keep certain things under wraps. Get Firearms Mastery for GIF. Okay. That's interesting. Hadozi. And like I said, I'm going to be going over each of these in detail in another series of videos, probably right after this. So don't worry. We're not going to skip too much of this. You'll get a chance to really look things over. We're going to get to see what's going on with this book. But you got some ships here coming out. Sure, really awesome. I'm excited to make these. I haven't made a lot of shifts yet, other than the latest starter sets. Compass Rose was the latest one I just finished. Lamprey, Living Ship. Let's kind of just start skipping through these little quick. I do want to take a look at the items before I move on to the next book. You also get back here a map that I haven't taken out yet, and I don't really want to take out on video. I might pause the video and take it back out, and you'll see it at the end of the full thing. I'll show you what the map looks like. Oh, where are the items? For a second, I thought it said getting your beard. Let's go ahead and just go back to the beginning of the page that was on. Items. Because it did say items, did it not? Magic items. Yeah. Page 22. How did I miss that? Let's go. Skipped right over it. Oh, these are magic items. See what they got. Just a quick look. Like I said, I'll be looking into these more in detail. You get a spelljamming helm. That's considered rare, functioning for ornate chairs, propel, maneuver, ship, installed through space, air. That's cool. And yeah, there's not many. Wild shape orrery. Okay, well, like I said, this is a quick look at each book, and then we'll be going into more detail in another video. But this is a beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous set of books. I do like what they've done here with the alternate version. So it's going to set that to the side with our DM screen. And now we're going to go into Boo's Astral Menagerie. And then Light of Xerxes right after. We're probably not going to spend a ton of time on Light of Xerxes here because most of you who are watching this are probably players as per statistical likelihood. And so you probably don't want to know a ton about Light of Xerxes because you're going to be in the game. For you DMs out there, I will be the same with every book here, going into more detail with each of them. So let's see. I love Boo, our nice miniature giant space hamster. It's extremely intelligent. Contents. Starts out with an introduction from A to Z. Astral variants. It tells you how to use the stat blocks. I'll stop on some of the dragons here. I love new types of dragons. They're some of my favorites. Got your challenge rating set up here. So stat blocks by challenge rating. So if you want to figure out real quickly exactly what you're balancing for by CR, you can go on there. You got some, once again, you got your wild space encounters and stuff. A lot of this here is on your DM screen. That's cool. Barag. They got new Chwingas in here. Chwinga Astronaut. That's cool. Got Cosmic Horrors. They have a series of stat blocks for each of the new races in here. They also have stat blocks for Githyanki NPCs. Alright, let's switch over here because we got one of our new dragons here. Let's take a quick look at that. That, once again, the light's kind of shining on that, so you can't see it too well. The art in this book is just absolutely gorgeous. Let's put that towards the center. Yeah. This is an ancient lunar dragon. And that's just... Let's see whether they have cold breath. I guess that makes sense. The coldness of outer space. They can phase. Oof. Of course, they have adult, young, and wormling, which is nice. At first, when I saw that, I was a little afraid that they weren't going to have all the rest, but why would it make sense not to? Murder comments. Yes, send me a murder comment. No, not really. That could actually get you in trouble. Do not send me murder comments. That could be a form of incitement. Here's, the ancient solar dragon is absolutely terrifying and wonderful at the same time. I hope to one day send one of these to my players. And once again, they've got adults, young, and wormling. for all their dragons in here, which I think those are the only 2. And one last thing I'm going to look at in here. They do have giant space hamster. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. They do have the good old giant space hamster. But I thought this was cool. It's like a ghost, but not. It's the opposite. It's like how gods have avatars. It's like a ghost had an avatar, but it's like a good thing. And so I think this opens up for some interesting RP type situations where you have one of these possess somebody to actually help them, which is a bit different. Let's try and get this a little more. I'm sorry, this is bad. This is bad footage right here for y'all to see this going all over the place, but whatever. Laugh at me. Laugh at me. There we go. Hopefully that stays. It's the best I'm going to be able to get for now. But yeah, Starlight Apparition is cool. I would love to go into just detail about each section of these stat blocks. You got your Thri-kreen in here. One of the ones I'm most excited about are vampirates. It just sounds so stupid, but so great at the same time. Just a vampirate. Great play on words there. And then whatever the heck Zodar is. Bipedal entity who's encased in obsidian exoskeleton is an aberration. But, yep, you get plenty of monsters in here to terrorize your players with. You players who are watching this, look forward to the terrors that come out of Boo's Astral Menagerie. Definitely a good book. Now, switching to Light of Xerxes, like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail with this. I'm going to kind of get a quick overview of how many chapters this is. It is not a long game by the looks of it, or campaign. There are 4 chapters. You get your introduction to Wild Space. I was thinking that, and I need to see how it works out, but if their free adventure Spelljammer Academy would be a good introduction, and then you move into Light of Xerxes. I think that would be probably a pretty good way to extend it out a little bit and have a bit of a longer campaign. You can fit things however you want, so it's not like you couldn't, but let's not go into too much detail here, but kind of just scroll through. I don't want to really ruin things for players, but a good 4-chapter adventure that I need to go ahead and read. So it's probably going to be the last on my list of videos. This one might take me a hot minute to get out because I want to read over it and kind of just see if I can give my opinion, my full opinion on the campaign module itself. But that is Light of Xerxes. Kind of take a look at both sides, and I'll go back to I don't think I looked at both sides for Boo's Menagerie. Once again, absolutely gorgeous set of alternate covers. Back over Boo's Astral Menagerie. Front, back, with whatever the heck that is. I feel like I should know, but I don't. And then Astral Adventurer's Guide. It's beautiful guns. I would love to just see gunslingers become an official thing in D&D. I know some people might think that's blasphemy. This is my favorite part of this art. This face of the dead god. That is absolutely gorgeous. And when I get back into... That's going to be one of the hardest things for me when I get back into DMing in person is picking one of my DM screens. I think I'm just going to have a rotation. I'm just going to grab all my DM screens and just rotate every week which one I'm using, just because they're all gorgeous. But stacking those all back up just the way they were. Go ahead and put them back in to their case. And that's just a quick little overview of Spelljammers Adventures in Space. My first thoughts on it is that it is like $70, and you do get, you know, you have a beautiful case. So I mean, technically speaking, this is worth the money in physical material and what you get out of it. The gripe may come from the fact that you're paying like $20 extra, essentially. I think it's 20. Let me double check. I have, where is it? Toss this up somewhere else. I'll just edit this out real quick. All right, and we're back. Yeah, so it's $69.99, which normally it's like $49.99 for a book. Yes, this comes with more physical materials, but, and I know a lot of you already know this, is that this doesn't equate out to more actual content than most books have. They do have the adventure in it, which is big. That's really awesome. You didn't get that out of, say, like Eberron. Eberron didn't have, as far as I know, its own individual adventure. But this is still about the same amount of content as a single book would typically contain when you actually look at how many pages there are. So there is that fact that you're basically stuck paying $20 extra if you go to your game store to get this than you would a normal D&D book. So it really, for each their own. I think that there's going to be, I shouldn't say I think, I know there already are people who are upset with how this is. Am I upset with how it is? No, not really. I mean, I am D&D obsessed. So for somebody who, you know, this is great for a DM. And this is amazing, especially for a DM who's like, I don't really enjoy the fantasy. And they've just been waiting for Spelljammers. Like, oh my God, if you have been just dying for Spelljammers and you don't want to play like regular D&D and Faerun and places like that, it's just not your shtick, this is great because you get your DM screen with it. You don't have to technically have one big old book that you have to flip through. You can be like, oh, okay, here we go. Here's Light of Xerxes. I don't have to worry about the rest of that. Oh, I need to get my monsters. Grab out Boo's Astral Menagerie. So for somebody who's exclusively been waiting for Spelljammers, this is amazing. Absolutely great find. But for people like, I don't see a lot of players buying this because of the $20 extra it's going to cost you. Because why are you going to use a DM screen? You're a freaking player. And most players are probably, like a lot of players are probably afraid of becoming forever DMs. So they're like, no, less excuses to become a DM. I think that if they were to sell Astral Adventurer's Guide by its own, this would be a extremely intelligent move to get more players buying the material. You know, you sell for like a third of the price the player's book. You know, your Astral, I keep forgetting, Astral Adventurer's Guide. You sell it for like a third of the price, and then all the players are going to come out and buy it. Because why the heck not? You get all your freaking player character stuff in there, but you don't have to deal with all the DM stuff like Light of Xerxes and Boo's Astral Menagerie. So if they do end up splitting this up, I think that'd be a smart move. I don't think they're going to do it though. As far as I understand, they don't have any plans to, and that could be an issue for a lot of people. Because why is a player going to want to spend $70 just to get what, like 5 new races? I think it is. You get like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Why would you do that? You know, when all the other books that have had all their new races are far cheaper. Like you can go get Mordenkainen's Monsters in the Multiverse. I'm pretty sure you can get that standalone, and that's like $50, and you get 30 races out of it, and you know, a bunch of monsters as well. But you know, you still get 30 freaking races for much less price. You know, that's a great sell for a player. So I guess I can't keep repeating myself. I hate when people repeat themselves. So I think it's about as much as I can do. Although I'm gonna pause. Actually, I'll just edit it out. I'll get that map out so everybody can see it. Because why the heck not? This is a review of the contents of this book. Oh, Landed Xerxes, why did I pull you out? Get back in there. You're for DMs only. Unless you're a player who wants to metagame. In which case, meet the Space Tarrasque. What's the Space Tarrasque, you ask? Well, the Space Tarrasque, you ask, is non-existent until the DM puts it in to kill you because you're a metagamer. All right, we got to be very careful with this. Somebody's going to comment below, I'm sure, if anybody watches this. I shouldn't say if anybody watches. Everybody's going to watch this. That there's like some better way to do this. It's very rare that I don't end up ripping this somehow. And the last book I got, what was the last one that came out that had a map in it? I think it was the Critical Roles into the Netherdeep map that I got. Was just so difficult to get out. And amazingly, I didn't rip it. So I get to look at an unblemished map. But yeah, it was so difficult to get that last one out, and I ended up just getting a little razor to cut it out because so much of the perforations were basically just fused. But, oh my goodness, this map is big. I don't think you're going to be able to see all of it unless I put it on my tiny screen, which I'll have to blow up for you all. But put that over, get whatever sight you can. It's a gorgeous map. I would love to get these framed, all the maps I have. That stuff way off screen. The Rock of Brawl. Let's see what the other side looks like. Another one of the Rock of Brawl. What's the difference here? Ah. I think this is two different sides? I just knocked my camera around. I hope I didn't. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, top side, bottom side. Okay. Star Haven. Very exciting. So, with that, I'm going to call this section of the video, if I can figure this out. It's like so? Yes, there we go. I figured it out. I'm a professional. I do this all the time. Can't you tell? All right. Well, thank you all for showing up to this episode of Familiar Evils YouTube channel, where we've gone over the new Spelljammer book or set. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I should go ahead and thank once again Critical Role's Scanlan Shorthalt music for the music that'll be showing up in this video. And see you next time. Peace.